Hey, welcome back to another edition of Full Throttle Friday. My name is Bailey Cooper, and I want to thank you for pressing that play button. Be sure to like, subscribe, and comment on your favorite ideas below. So today I want to talk to you guys about how to crush it every day. Now, as human beings, we are creatures of habit. And Napoleon Hill talks about this, referencing to autosuggestion in his book, Think and Grow Rich. And in autosuggestion, you tell your mind something over and over again until it becomes a part of your brain. And then your brain sends signals throughout your body to act on those ideas. So in autosuggestion, you tell your mind something over and over again until it becomes a part of your brain. And then your brain sends signals throughout your body to take action on those ideas. So when we repeat the same actions over and over again, they become a habit. Now, this is how I became a smoker in my early teens, and even though my mom died of lung cancer before I started smoking, I know that sounds crazy, but through peer pressure and through ingraining the idea in my head that it's not going to kill me, um, I kept repeating the habit of smoking with friends occasionally, and I was an everyday smoker from about the age of 13 until I quit 4 years ago. And this was literally the hardest habit I've ever had to break in my life. And through breaking it, I used autosuggestion, where I replaced those ideas that this is not going to kill me with, look what happened to my mom. And she only smoked for maybe 2 or 3 years in college. And every time I see cigarettes or cigarette smoking, I just have this really nasty feeling inside of me, this hatred towards it. And it's not hatred towards the person, it's towards the health effects uh, that comes from smoking through cancer, through emphysema, through heart disease. And all these different things is where my mind goes when I think of smoking. And I had to repeat these thoughts for a long period of time. I had to replace the habits of every time I had a craving for a cigarette, I had to apply new habits. Eating healthy, meditating, and exercising were things that really helped me get on the other side. And occasionally I might smell cigarette smoke and think about it, but because it's so much a part of me as being the identity of a non smoker, I don't ever see myself going back to smoking again. And Tony Robbins talks a lot about this and says that to change a behavior, you need a strong reason so compelling to just pull you in another direction. And at the very core, the reason that I quit smoking was because I had a compelling reason to quit and stay quit, which was my children. At the time when I quit was right after we had my daughter Kaya. And another reason to stay quit, we have a 2-year-old boy named Toby, and I don't want them to see their dad ever smoking a cigarette. And I also want to make sure that I live a long, healthy life so that I can be there for them and enjoy their company. So, rightly so, one of the first steps to crushing it every day is living healthy, eating healthy. And my mentor, Eric Lofholm, gave me a suggested morning routine about a year ago that I've been applying. And he has, and I'm going to read from his list, his time management questions. And it's pre-planning and day planning and recap questions that you can ask yourself throughout the day. And spend 14 minutes each day planning your day on paper. And ask yourself these suggested time management questions. And then at the end of the day, go back through and see what you could do better, what you didn't complete, and kind of reassess yourself so that you can learn and grow and improve. And then you want to apply the 80-20 plan, the 80-20 rule to your plan, where you focus on the 20% of things on your list that really move the needle in your life, that help you get things done. And there's a few things that I've added to this list, and I pray and I meditate every day. Every morning before my feet hit the ground, I pray and I meditate each morning, and I exercise every day. And some days it's just doing 25 push-ups and 25 sit-ups, but getting in the routine of exercising each morning gets the blood flowing, helps your mind wake up, and It actually does a lot more for you than drinking a cup of coffee. And I practice visualization. And in a visualization exercise, I I get a target. I get one thing to think about. Let's use financial abundance as an example, and I will look into the future at my future self and see where I want to be and feel what it feels like to live in that life. And then last, I'll say affirmations over and over again. One of my favorites is Bob Proctor's. I'm so happy and grateful now that money comes to me in increasing quantities from multiple sources on a continuous basis. And saying it over and over and over again in my mind while I'm visualizing has really helped me to start to channel in uh, as Joe Vitale says, the attractor factor, the uh, peoples and the idea that are going to move me towards that vision. I'm going to be open to that. And I'm going to see that. And so this is the ultimate recipe for success. If you practice something like this every day consistently, try for at least 30 days. And if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. Try something else. The easiest way to mirror success is to find somebody that's successful and find out what they did and practice what they've done. Um, so here's Eric's time management questions. During pre-planning, before you plan your day, ask yourself, what level on a scale of 1 to 10 am I going to play during planning? How long will I spend planning today? What level am I committed to playing at today? What appointments do I have today? What leads can I generate today? How can I generate leads today? How many leads am I going to generate today? I kind of add to this and I layer it and I get really concise. What will I do today to lead my team? And I manage a team of about 16 sales reps and 4 door-to-door canvassers. And what will I do today to stay organized? How will I make $10,000 today? What deliverables can I create today, complete, or make progress on? What can I do today to move the needle? What are my top 2 outcomes for the day? What will I do today to improve my health? What will I do today for my wife? What will I do today for my kids? What will I do today spiritually? And after you plan your day, what 2 things on this list that when completed will create the most value? And usually that's the thing that I need to focus on the most. And in the past, those are things that I postponed for 30, 60, 90 days at a time because I didn't see the value in completing it. So how to crush it every day. When I first learned about how to properly apply goal setting and time management, I was pretty overwhelmed. And so the first thing that helped me get into the habit of playing at a level 10 and crushing it in sales was getting a sales coach. And my coach, Thomas Parkinson, um, he's a phenomenal veteran in sales. And he's got over 40 years experience selling and managing. And so Thomas coached me on how to keep a work-home life balance, how to stay organized, how to stay focused, how to keep the intensity up when I'm on fire. And there were several spurts. There was one spurt where Thomas was coaching me in alarm sales, and I think I closed 19 deals in a row, and it's amazing. I'm still amazed myself. And out of that, I had a few cancels, but I had a record-breaking month that month, and I broke the previous company record that I had set in a month by like 10. I sold like 46 deals that month, and so that's the first step: is find somebody in your corner that can hold you accountable, and it's paramount that you find out what's working and what's not working quickly, so that you can adapt and grow. Life has peaks and valleys, and there's an amazing analogy that I love to eliminate excuses in your life is that of like a sailboat. Now, sometimes the wind's going to be blowing at your back, and it's just everything's going to be going in full stride. But most of the time, the wind's going to be blowing at your side, or the wind's going to be blowing at your face, and there's ways to keep moving forward with the sail. If it's going in your face, then you're going to have to move your sails to where it goes back and forth and you can move forwards. And if it's blowing at your side, then you're going to have to adjust your sails to the wind so that you can keep moving forward. But inevitably, you can always move forward. And eliminating the distractions would be number 2. So having a coach is number 1. Eliminating the distractions is number 2. And I strongly suggest that you go into your phone and you turn off all the push notifications for social media, for YouTube, for sometimes you get news alerts. Maybe you want to have weather alerts if that affects you in business, but push notifications, it makes you go and look at your phone and see what is going on, and sometimes it can draw you into it, maybe to read an article or to watch a video, and it distracts you because oftentimes there's a lot of negativity out there, and it's really easy to get suckered into that, especially on social media. So limiting your social media time each week, maybe set a time after, at lunch or at the end of your day to get in there and check it. Setting 3 times a day to check and respond to emails rather than throughout the day. If it's really that urgent and somebody sends you an email, it'll either A, be marked urgent, or B, they will call you. Nothing is ever too urgent if somebody sends an email. If it's really urgent, then they'll call you and they'll leave you a voicemail. And at the very least, you can respond at the end of the day, and it's not going to be that big of a deal. And that was something that I had to really work on myself, is because every time I would get an email, I would think how important it was that I had to reply. Same thing with text messages. So these are distractions that you're going to want to eliminate, and you're going to want to replace these distractions with, uplifting, positive things like getting audiobooks and listening to them in your car, on the way to appointments, on the way to work, on the way home from work. Getting motivational books or educational books that help you be at the top of your class in your field of sales. And there's a few that I'd love to suggest to you guys. The first, obviously, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. And these are books that I've read at least 3 times. So Think and Grow Rich, I've probably read 7 times, and it never gets old. Every time I get new ideas of, ways of inspiration, things to add to my vision board. Another book that I strongly suggest, and I've probably gone through this on audiobook at least a dozen times. It's, I think, 8 hours on audiobook. But How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. And in this book, it could apply to everybody. Whatever you're selling, even if you're not in sales, How to Win Friends and Influence People will help you develop strong, meaningful relationships. And it'll help you have those resources of people that you need one day, or maybe you can strategize with them and they can strategize with you on projects or activities. But you want to fully engage with your prospect, be genuinely interested in them. And these are things that throughout the day, if you're not distracted and you're in the zone and you're focused, you're going to be doing that. And I have those relationships with everybody that becomes a customer of mine, to where I can show up at their house at 7 o'clock on a Friday night and be invited inside for dinner. And very, very, very rarely do I have a customer that I don't have that relationship with. It's because I'm genuinely interested in them and their thoughts and where they're at when I'm talking to them. And I take detailed notes about it so that I can remember next time I speak to them. Another great read that I would strongly suggest you guys to grab is The Miracle Morning by Hal Elrod. And this helped me develop the routine that I currently have today, where the first hour of the day I wake up, I exercise, I even take cold showers, I meditate, and I pray, and then I eat healthy. And if I get these things done before my kids wake up, I mean, I'm on fire those days. Those are the days that I complete deliverables. I have a high closing percentage in sales. So I strongly suggest you get his book. And he actually has a book series. So there's The Miracle Morning for just about each area of sales that you're in. And there's also the short version of The Miracle Morning that you can apply if you're in a crunch for time. And I've done this many days and break down my morning routine in like 6 minutes. But just doing it every day, I think, developing that muscle memory, that habit, is what's going to help you crush it each day. Um, so planning your day on paper is an absolute. When you plan your day on paper and you write it down, you increase the likelihood that you're going to get it done. And the last thing that I want to suggest you guys is to join a Facebook community or a mastermind group. And what you're going to find is a really strong level of accountability. You're going to see other people that are movers and shakers in your industry or other industries, and it's going to inspire you. You're going to see them be successful, and you're going to believe that you can be successful as well. You're going to get different techniques um, and ways to automate your life, to eliminate time-consuming activities and replace it with things that really move the needle. You may get a small, simple suggestion like getting a exercise trampoline in your office for when you get groggy at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. You can jump on that exercise uh, or the trampoline and get your blood flowing again. You that I learned that idea in a Facebook community, and you never know what you're going to see, but maybe when you're in a situation where you're in a rut or you've got something spiritually negative pulling you down, you can go to that group and they can help build you up. And the important thing to crush it each day is to not beat yourself up. When you go through your day at the end of the night and you look at what you missed or what you could have done better, just pat yourself on the back for a job well done. Point out the things that you did, and encourage yourself to do and try a little bit harder the next day. So I really appreciate you guys tuning in. Share this with a friend in sales, like or subscribe. I would really appreciate any comments because that helps me see things that you guys can relate to. And I wish you guys success, and I look forward to doing another Full Throttle Friday next week. This has been episode 8, and I am Bailey Cooper signing off. Talk to you later.